Hi everyone, I'm Miss Katie from Rockland Public Library and welcome to Wednesday Read Alouds. Today we're going to be reading The All-Together Quilt by Lizzy Rockwell. So this is the story of adults and kids coming together to make quilts together. Do you have any quilts at your house? Maybe you even have a homemade quilt. I wonder if someone special made it for you. Let's see what happened in All-Together Quilt. Jennifer and her friends meet on Fridays at the community center. They are making a quilt. Everyone works together. Can you see all the different things going on here? We have some yarn, maybe some dyes over here, some sewing machines. First, Jennifer picks a fabric from the dark colors, and Fran picks a fabric from the light colors. Jennifer traces a shape on the dark fabric. Then she traces the shape on the light fabric. Fran cuts out the two shapes. Can you see what shape they've picked? There's a triangle, and you can even see the light outline of the triangle right here too. Jennifer pins them together, and Fran sews them together. Richard and Maurice work together. They trace and cut and pin and sew. Look, two triangles together make one square. And two rectangles together also make one square. Fran and Jennifer, Richard and Maurice, Saya and Melissa, Anna Mae and Trinity, Maria and Jocelyn, Natalie and Viola, Angela and Betty, and Ernestine and Zach. Look at all their beautiful squares that they've made together, each one made from two different pieces. Together in pairs, they make 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All except for Nakia. Nakia works on one blue square. She uses special pens and paints and brushes. Can you see what she's making on her square? It's a peace sign. Next, they arrange the squares. They turn them and they move them this way and that way. There are so many combinations. Can you see? They've arranged them all kinds of different ways. Do you have a favorite one? They're all very similar. They all use the same squares, but they're in different spots in different combinations. They decide the last one is their favorite. This quilt will have a border around 4 sides. Jocelyn measures and Ann May cuts 4 white rectangles. The pieces look plain, but not for long. Anne helps Jennifer cover her palm with paint. Jennifer presses her hand into the fabric. Friends are invited to make handprints too. Look, it's starting to get so colorful with all those handprints. Now all the pieces are ready. They pin and sew and iron all the pieces together. Soon the patchwork is complete. Now it's time to layer the quilt. The layers are held in place with basting stitches. The quilt is attached to wooden rods. It's rolled tight and stretched across sawhorses. Do you see there's 1 sawhorse, 2 sawhorses? And there it is stretched across. At the frame, Saya learns to stitch. She pokes the needle down from the top and back up from below. It's hard to find the right spot, but she practices and she learns. It takes a long time to quilt a quilt. Everyone lends a hand. Look at all the helpers. On many, many Fridays, they sit and they stitch and they talk. Finally, the last stitch is stitched. The quilt is taken off of its frame. It's trimmed into a neat square. Dot sews the purple binding to close it shut. Here she is sewing. Many hands work together to make this beautiful quilt. But who will have it now that it's done? What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? But where should it go? Everyone will have it. It should hang in the library for all to see. It's a quilt that Jennifer and her friends made all together. And look how many people helped to make it happen. And now everyone gets to enjoy it. The end. Now, this is a story about a real community that worked together to make quilts. This is the community of Norwalk, Connecticut. So this true story is based on this group here. It's a little hard to see because there's a tiny picture, but that is the group that made the quilt. And after they made their first quilt, it caught on and more people wanted to join in. So soon, more quilts were made and hung in the library. And now it's spreading across the nation. So I thought, even though we can't get together right now in person, it might be fun for us to join together and make a paper quilt. So for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be handing out at the library some pieces of paper, some triangles, some rectangles, that'll go together and be paired with another to make a square that we will put up to make our own community paper quilts. So you can come by the library. We'll even do a curbside pickup if you prefer to get some supplies to you to make your own project, and you can pass it back in and we can make a community quilt together. And all together quilts. I hope you all have the most wonderful week. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.